Yo, Oggy Piggy, you in there? Ah! I tried to close out of my bank account, but not before Mark glanced at the screen. Ooh, that's rough. I don't suppose you've given James the money already? I shook my head. Too bad. So no trip for you, my friend? I suppose not. I'll just stay here. It's fine. I'll figure something else to do with my time. Mark shook his head. Do you think James will trust you to stay here alone? Oh, shit. I groaned, tugging at my hair. He's gonna cancel the whole thing and it'll be my fault. I mean, there's a very easy way around this. You can just give me the money and we won't have a problem, Mark. Mark grinned. Tell you what, I'll fill in for you. I'll give you the rest of the money, eh? Well, I didn't actually think you'd do it, but thank you. What? I glanced up at Mark. To my surprise, he drew up a rolled wad of cash from his pocket. Okay, first of all, ignore me putting on my hoodie, but second of all, why does he have a rolled up wad of cash in his pocket to begin with? I don't really understand. Whatever. This should cover what you need. He flicked a few bills off the stash, then held the rest of it out to me. Here, no strings attached. Except for one, I suppose. Do not tell the others that I gave you this. Also, do not ask where this came from. Why? Hang on. Why am I not to ask where it came from? That's a dodgy little clause to have off. If it's your parents, then that's fine. If you stole it, then that's not as okay. I assure you it's clean. Why not preface it with that? Don't say it afterwards. Now I'm even more suspicious. Mark, I don't know when I'll be able to pay you back. Don't pay me back. I don't want it. It's yours already. He smacked me lightly across the face with the money. Take it. My arm is getting tired. Your arms don't look small that they would get tired from holding out money momentarily. I took it, hand shaking slightly, but quiet. Don't ask questions. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. He stuffed the remaining few bills in his pocket and then left the room. What? I stared at the bills in my hands, £20 notes, all of them. Added to the money I had already saved, it would be more than enough for the trip. Why did Mark have so much money? I'm guessing rich parents. Have you seen his hair? That doesn't come naturally. You can't look like Hawkwind through using, like, vague off-brand shampoo every 2 days. Why would he just give it to me? It wasn't like we were dating or anything. Oh, don't try and sound like Angelo. Well, at least this meant I would be able to go on a trip with everyone else, so yay. Maybe it would be better to just deliver the money to James and not to think about it. As long as we're not given a choice, I will happily hand over the money. If we're given a choice, that would suggest something bad is going to happen. As I was about to head to my room for the evening, Assie caught my arm. Okay, Bigu, James told me to tell you you need to check the register in the lobby. Check it? For what? How am I supposed to know? You know how he is. Unfortunately, I did. Frustrated, I dashed to the register by the check-in and opened the drawer. What exactly was wrong with it? But as I looked, I saw the problem. Something was jammed inside the drawer, stopping it from closing all the way. It worked at it for a little while, taking out bits and pieces and rearranging the drawers inside. Finally, I set it all back and shut the drawer. Just James to think of some stupid bit of maintenance that needed doing at the very last minute and trust him to make us do it instead of him. He doesn't do the work. He takes advantage of poor students who can't say no. It's much easier that way. Shaking my head, I climbed the stairs down to my room. Down to my room. I don't know why I added down into that sentence. It's up. At last, it was time for our beach adventure. I stepped outside and to the side of the bus where Danny was talking with the bus driver. Oh, Gipigu, load your suitcase under the coach there, see? He gestured to an open compartment near the back of the bus. I went and threw my suitcase in where it clattered against the metal edge. Excuse me, as he hissed at me and climbed into the luggage compartment, taking my suitcase and throwing it to the other side of the bus. You can't just throw your stuff on top of mine. I have things that you'll break in there. What are you taking? Mirrors? We're going to the beach. We're not going up north. We'll be fine. You don't need to bring wallpaper. Sorry, I guess. Whatever. This ride is going to be a total disaster. I just know it. It seemed that everyone had managed to raise the funds for the trip, even Brendan. What do you mean, even Brendan? He probably just extorted it out of a girl. He, Assie, and I were the last 3 out of the hostel, leaving James to look up behind us. Luckily, the most recent drop-in guest left on Wednesday. If she'd wanted to extend her stay, James might have tried to cancel everything. I'm honestly surprised that we're going along with this. I would have thought that James would have considered a way to try and cancel it, and we'd have had to pluckily have done it ourselves. The bus driver finished getting whatever he needed from Danny, and we all piled into the back of the bus. It was a rather nice bus. The kind college athletes used to get away to away games. What is wrong with my reading skills today? I'm staring at sentences and they're just not making sense to me. Air conditioning, a bathroom, nicely padded seats and so on. The seats even had power sockets to recharge phones with. Thankfully, the bus was large enough that everyone could have a full 2 seats to themselves, far away from the bathroom, and any smells it might produce literally close the door. That's not a hard problem to solve. If you go in, do your stuff, close the door behind you. Whatever. As the bus pulled away from the hostel, Assie slipped on a sleeping mask and Peggy ran out to the front. Who wants to listen to some music? I swear, if you're one of those people who publicly puts music on in a bus or out loud on a bus or a car or in the street, you're the kind of person that deserves to be put to death, okay? I don't know how to tell you this. Not me. Great! She plugged in her phone almost instantly. A screeching punk song blasted through the bus's speakers. The world is out to get you, but you want to fly, but your life is full of cars and garbage. Man, those are some shitty lyrics, aren't they? Your life is full of cars and garbage? Like, if your life was full of cars, you're either 1, a car dealer, or 2, someone whose life isn't filled with garbage. Oh my god, what is this cacophony, Peggy? Isn't it great? It really fills me with energy. Spread your rings into the sky. Brendan crossed to the front of the bus, unplugged Peggy's phone, then pulled out the connector, wire-free, and threw the wire out the window. That's a little harsh. No. He shuffled to the back and sat down again. Peggy looked as though she was going to cry, but everyone simply avoided her eyes. No one wanted to say it, but we were on Brendan's side this time. What? No, we weren't! He threw it out of the window! He could have just thrown it on the floor. That would have been much easier. This bus ride was nothing compared to how much people travelled in the States. After all, it took 7 hours just to drive across the state of New York. I hadn't done it myself, but I knew people who drove for days to get down to Florida. And the drive to California didn't even bear thinking about. But here, people grumbled about a 3 or 4 hour drive as if their lives were ending. Yes, a 3 to 4 hour drive is like a whole day if you're also going back. Details. I tried to relax while listening to Danny complain about leg cramps and Assie about her beauty sleep. Chiheo, I'm surprised was going along, kept wanting to pull over so she could take pictures of the countryside. By the time we made it to the seaside town where we were staying, I wanted to strangle all of them, and I was pretty sure my sentiments were shared. We took our luggage off the bus and headed inside the hotel to unpack and de-stress. We had a few days here after all, we could afford to take our time. Alright, first of all, where are we? So I'm looking out to the sea, and the sea looks fairly blue. It's a rather nice colour of blue, which means that we must not be in England anymore. It's also sunny in summer. Another big clue that it's not in England. There's not even a remote for this TV. Oh my god. Okay, no, actual grumble here. Who the hell designed this chair? This is awful. What the hell is this? Weird stripy blue nonsense. Someone who was colourblind made this and didn't know that there were 2 different colours being applied to the chair. 100%. Although I'd say the amount of pillows on the bed are fairly normal for any English hotel. And as anyone who stayed in an English hotel beforehand, 4 of these are going straight on the floor. The seaside hotel room was such a contrast to my old hostel bed, it felt like I was in some alien world. Everything was so clean and crisp, and I didn't even have to clean it myself. Just to be sure, I checked the sheets, but they even smelled clean. Luxury. You know you can clean the sheets yourself when you're in the hostel. Details. And that view! I stood for a few moments transfixed. Hey, okay, Piggy. Peggy dashed by my open hotel door, hollering at me. Is that what hollering means? Saying hello? Well, I guess. We're all going down to the beach if you want to join. See you there. Okay, so we're on a beach excursion, and you're inviting me down to the beach if I want to. Man, it would take a true martyr to not go down now. She vanished down the hall. Might as well join her. The beach was located right outside the hotel. Somehow we had managed to get reservations in an incredibly nice property, with only a few steps down from the hotel to the actual sand. Right, first of all, sand. There's not a single pebble in it. I can't see any cigarette butts. No bottles, no random dirt and awfulness. This is clearly not England. This isn't England at all. This is Golden Sands Beach. Not realistic at all. Pretty shoddy job there. I have no idea where we're supposed to be though. 3 or 4 hours made me think that we were going to like, I don't know, where can you get to in London from like 3 to 4 hours? Like the East Coast, I guess? Not even the East Coast. Where the hell are we? 3 to 4 hours? I don't know. I guess we could have just gone down to Brighton and then driven like west for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, well, until further proof has been updated, I will assume we're in Blackpool and any stranger is probably evil. Maybe this £600 actually was necessary for this trip. After all, it's Blackpool. Hotels are £2 and it's because there's a chance of murder at night. Everyone knows that in Blackpool. Or perhaps Danny and Peggy simply used all the money they knew they'd have available in the budget to spite James. Thinking about it, I'm sure that's what happened. Wow, everyone is rather muscular, aren't they? First of all, you have an 8-pack. Once you have this 8-pack and very, very chiseled abs, why are your arms so small? Why aren't your arms like a gorilla? I'll be honest, he stuck a sock in there. There is no way that is that big, normally. See, this is fine. There's a sock in here. Also, chiseled abs, yeah, I can get this. Your arms are once again pretty small, though. This is the sort of beach where I'd expect from you, to be honest. I can expect you to find out where his 2-pack is later on. Oh, that's so funny. I don't know how I do it. Did you grow up in Bolton, perchance? Anyway, I scanned the beach for my friends, and found them down by the waterside, standing in a straight line like school children. Hello, what's going on here? Okay, Piggy, you came. Now that you're here, you can go into the water first. Peggy shoved me towards the water. What? No, I'm not getting it first. It's probably cold as hell in there. Technically, hell would be hot. Shut up. I glanced at the row of us. Everyone was in their swimsuits, wearing hardly anything. Since it was relatively early in the season, the water was definitely going to be cold, but at this rate, we wouldn't get to swim at all. Okay, let's do rock, paper, scissors. Really, rock, paper, scissors. That look is actually perfect. It's an amazing amount of condescendingness in there. Do you have a better idea? Fine. Alright, everyone, find a partner and go around. The loser of the last 2 standing will go in first. Oh, wait, what? So if we win, we lose. Why? You'd always open paper then. I paired up with Mark and lost the very first round. In the end, it came down to Angelo versus Brendan. You're going down, bud. Easy for you to say, let's go. So wait, hang on. You have to lose the first round and win the second one. This is poorly thought out. What are they doing? There is no way this is right. Whatever. The two readied their hands and I winked to Danny. Rock, paper, scissors, go! Danny and I rushed forward and shoved the two in front of us. What? They fell into the water and below as the rest of us laughed our heads off. I bet that would have been hilarious if there was a mobile phone in their pocket still. Cold! It's so cold, it's freezing! You bastards, you're getting in with us! They pulled us in one by one. We shrieked and yelled, but in the end we all made it into the water. I have to admit it was rather nice to see so many fit, toned bodies glistened with water. The girls splashing each other, the guys wrestling. It just didn't get much better than this. Ogu Pigu, do you know what porn is? You could find this at any time you wanted, probably. Oh my god, it's not a night filter. I mean, the sand is definitely lighter than it's supposed to be, but the sky is definitely not a light filter. And light filter? Dark filter. It's especially dark over here. But, oh, I know why. It's France! We've artificially blocked the way out so we don't have to see them. It's clever when you think about it. Even if we're in Blackpool, and therefore looking out west. Details, details. This beach points towards the south in my mind. We met that first night on the beach to light fireworks together. Oh, this is always a bad idea. James said it would be a good bonding activity, but I wasn't so sure. I figured we'd end up fighting over it. When I found everyone else at the beach, however, people were snuggled up in blankets and sitting together like the best of friends. Peggy and Danny were sitting with their heads together, gesturing to the different fireworks that had been brought, evidently planning a show. Mark was teaching Ashley some philosophical conundrum. Her eyes were so wide I wasn't sure she was following him. Arcee and Brendan were in a corner doing whatever it is they did together. They hated most people so much I was surprised they got along well, but maybe I shouldn't be. Birds of a feather flock together after all. Or otherwise it takes a dickhead to know one. Angelo and Gihio were sitting together near each other, neither talking or looking at each other. In fact, now that I was paying attention to them, they seemed kind of embarrassed. Oh god. Did she offer to cook for him and he took that the wrong way? And now she feels obliged to go through it, but she can't actually cook, so she's just going to have to paint mince red and pretend it's a tomato sauce? Probably not. And James was there too. Sorry. Stream of conscience talking there to a very high degree. Steadily working his way through a pile of beer cans. I had no interest in going anywhere near him. That sounds amazing. That's what I want to be when I'm older. Who should I join? Oh, who could I possibly join? I could join anyone here and it would be a big surprise. It's Peggy and Danny.